Hey folks, Chef Jesse here. How's everybody doing today? Today Friday. I was busy. I just got home. Uh, Gilbert was here, so at least he started to cook. Well, he threw the roast pork into the oven, which I am going to. It's a small roast pork. I don't know if it's got how much meat it's got. It's kind of small, but it's been cooking there since 3 o'clock, and it's 6 o'clock already. So hey, it's almost overdue. So we're going to be making some Cuban sandwiches. Okay, today we actually going to be using real Cuban bread. I've never done sandwiches with the real Cuban bread, but this is it's called typical Cuban bread. And this is this big, thick kind of. Let's see, look at that. So this is what I'm going to be using for the sandwiches. Maybe they're good. I mean, using typical Cuban, maybe it's good. I just don't. I think it's too doughy, the bread, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, the roast pork has been in the oven for a couple of hours, so it should be done. It was cooking at slow temperature. It was cooking at 350, so that's slow. Now I just raised it up so it can get some crispiness in the skin. And I'm going to be making a side dish of plantain chips, just like the ones you see that you buy in the store in the bags. It's the same thing, plantain strips. And it's pretty hard to, it's not hard, but it's a little bit pain in the butt to make. I'm using this contraction that I got here, shaves them kind of. So you gotta sort of, the plantains are these, and you gotta cut them, and because they're not straight, you gotta cut them, and you gotta put a little bit of pressure without breaking these, and they usually break. So, you know, but I'm gonna make the best of them, make some strips, and we'll see what happens. So I'm going to be using about 3 of these. It makes pretty much strips, and the reason I'm using 3 because sometimes they break and I just can't use it anymore. But we'll see what happens. But I'll show you how we're doing this, and I'm going to fry these. And in about another hour, the roast pork is, you know, like I said, I raised up the temperature so that the skin can get crispy. I'm assuming the roast pork is already done, and pretty soon we'll be eating it. Give me about another 45 minutes. About 45 minutes. Because I'm going to make these things, and I'm going to put them in water, a little bit of salt water, get some flavor, and I'm going to fry them in batches, and it's going to be good. So come on back. Give me a few minutes. I'm going to a commercial break, and I'm going to start peeling these things. Well, anyway, you know, before I start going to a commercial, I want to show you. So you might not know how to peel these things, okay? These plantains. These plantains are from the from the banana family, but you have to cook them. Okay? And when they turn ripe, they turn into what we know as maduros. You've probably seen those. You've probably been to the restaurants, Spanish restaurant, and you ask for maduros, and those are the ones they give you. Those are the yellow ones. So these are green ones when they're green. They haven't ripened yet, and these things are what they make tostones. So let me just show you how it's done. Okay, so you take this plantain. I cut the tips. Okay, let me show you. Just cut the tips off. Okay, you don't have to go too deep. Just cut the tips off, and then you cut the tips off. Throw that. Dispose of that. Now you're gonna take the plantain. These are pretty big, and I like these because they're pretty big. So you're gonna cut a slit, okay? Not to cutting into the meat of the plantain, just cutting the skin. Okay? And again, if these things give you a problem peeling, you can run them under warm water, hot water, and they will peel very easy. Right now, this one is peeling easy, and I hope these things are good because sometimes they turn out to be too soft, and you really can't do anything with them. You can't slice them up the way let's see. They're kind of tricky, and sometimes they are green outside, but they ripen inside, and and when you try to slice it up, it won't work. That happened to me one day, and I had to run out and get another bag of plantains, and it was just a mess. Okay, so here we go. So it seems like they're peeling. Okay, so and let me just peel this end here. There you go. Look at that. Ooh. The whole thing came out so nice. Okay, so here we go. So we take the skin and throw it away, of course. And then now the tricky part is to slice these up so you can make them into strips. Now, if you put too much pressure, they're gonna snap. So okay, so there we go. looks like it's stripping. It's cutting into strips here. It looks like there's strips. Okay, well, not the big wide strips there, but okay, now. Okay. So like I said, sometimes it's a pain in the ass and the butt. Sometimes they snap in half. If they snap in half, you can still cook, you can still make them into strips. The only thing that it's just gonna be not long strips. Like, and I like to make them nice and fancy, just like the ones you buy in the bag. Sometimes I know you buy the round ones, but they also have the strips, the plantain strips. You seemingly in Spanish bodegas and in supermarkets, you see them. And you got to be very careful with this blade. It's very sharp. You don't want to cut your finger, right? So let me show you how it looks. Okay, so a typical plantain thing. Look at that. Oh, look at that. See, that's what I'm looking for. A strip just like this. When you fry these, they're nice and crispy. So I'm going to put them in a bowl. And in the bowl, I'm going to put some water and some salt. Not a lot of salt, just enough to give it flavor, taste. And then we're going to also have some garlic for this. We're going to make a garlic sauce, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And I'm going to use some real garlic. And I'm going to run it through a machine, add some other stuff to it, and then we're going to. So I'm going to continue cooking these things. I'll be slicing these things. I'll be right back. So folks, look at that. So I'm breaking up my garlic. I'm peeling my garlic. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to run it through a blender. Well, not a blender, a food processor. Okay. And then we're going to, so we're going to cut the tips of these. Okay. And I'm going to cut these up. And I'm going to run it through a fruit processor, a little fruit processor that I have. I'm going to add some oil and some lime juice, lemon juice, and we're going to make a little mojito sort of from garlic, and this is going to be used for the plantains. Okay. And okay. So the trick to this is you take the garlic head and you cut the top. And once you cut the top, you just give it a little slightly squeeze, and all the skin comes right off of it. Okay, look, it pops right off. Okay, look at that. So once again, cut the top off where it's connected to the head of the garlic, and you cut that off. And then when you give it a little squeeze, the skin comes right off. See? There goes the skin, there goes the garlic. Okay. So you can do tons of garlic like this. You squeeze it and then you pop it off. Sometimes it gives you a little bit of a headache. Just play around with it a bit until all the skin comes off. Okay. And look at that. Fresh garlic. Now, if the garlic is old, like I had one there, it's gonna peel right off, and you can tell that the garlic is dried out and really has no, it really has no purpose. It's dried up, and it really won't do anything for you when you're cooking with it. You need that nice oils and everything to really give it flavor. So I squeeze it. These things, the garlic. And some people put it in the fridge, and some people, my mother used to put the garlic in the fridge. Some people leave it out. They say leave it out. So I don't know, but whatever suits you. The refrigerator not always works for everything, Anyway, you can put it in the bottom of the refrigerator, like where you put the vegetables, I guess. But I leave my garlic out. Okay. So, but I like cooking with garlic. Garlic is good for you. It helps you with your blood pressure. Keeps your friends away after you eat it. Keeps vampires away. So there you go. So I'm gonna run this through my little food processor. In a few minutes I'll show you how that's done. And then how I make this nice sauce, garlic sauce, mojito, where they call it. I think they call it in some places. So after this commercial break, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna show you how it's done. So don't go nowhere, okay? Just don't go nowhere. Okay, so there goes my garlic. There goes my little food processor. Okay, it used to belong to my mother. Yep. So I got the whole head of garlic there. Gonna put some olive oil, maybe about a half a teaspoon, probably about a teaspoon. Okay, I'm gonna put some. I'm gonna be using some lemon juice, and put some about a teaspoon of lemon juice. That looks like a lot. Okay, I'm gonna do a dab of water. I mean, I'm talking about literally like a dab of water. And then we're gonna put this. We're gonna plug this in, and then we're gonna make it. Let me see. I gotta line up these holes. If not, it won't work. Okay, so let's grind this up. That's it. So, folks, my roast pork is done. I mean, it's been in the oven since 3 o'clock. 4 hours, and I'm trying to get the skin crunchy, but it's not working. These things happen sometimes. But I'm cooking up the plantain chips. I'm deep frying them in a cast iron skillet. Some good old canola oil, and I want you to see that. So I'm gonna fry them up in batches. Fry them up in batches, and they should get nice and crispy. I'm gonna have these on the side with some garlic sauce. The garlic sauce you saw I created, and we're gonna go to the table pretty soon. After these are done, like I said, this is gonna fry in batches. As soon as these things fry up in batches, then we're gonna cut up our roast pork, and then use it. We got some nice Cuban bread. So anyway, I want you to come back. Give me about 10 minutes. I'll come right back. Okay, folks. So it's hot. It's about. It's got to be over 100 degrees in this kitchen. My skin is nice and crispy the way I wanted it. There's not much meat because it was a small roast pork and some but it's just perfect. This way I don't have any leftovers and I don't have to dump it the next day or something like that. So I have enough meat here. I have 2 nice bones. I wish I had a dog. I wish my neighbor, if I knew a neighbor, look at this meat on this bone. Look at this. Oh, look at this bone. My God. So this is terrific bones. It's a shame. I hate to throw them away, but I knew a lot of people in my neighborhood have pit bulls. They would enjoy this. Oh my God. I used to have a coworker of mine, Joe Rosa. He had a pit, and I used to bring the bone from the roast pork. I mean, I wish I could. Honestly, I wish I can give it to a dog because these are nice bones, got meat on it and everything. So anyway, we're gonna put the sandwiches together, and let me get rid of this bone, put it somewhere. It's a nice bag is breaking. Okay, let's dump this bone oil, tomato oil, but enough for now. Let's put it to the side, and maybe a dog will show up. So, folks, let's open this up, right? Okay. We're gonna open up the whole bread in this case, okay? In this case, we're gonna open up. We're gonna take some of the bread inside out. So I won't have so much bread. Take some of this out. Now, a lot of people do this, but usually when you go to the stores, they won't do this for you in the deli. But at home, you can take some of this dough out of the bread. Okay. And you can throw it out the window, feed the pigeons if that's what you want. If not, just dump it into the garbage. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we got the bottom of the bread here. Okay, we're gonna first lay it out with some Swiss cheese. Okay. Nice Swiss, imported Swiss. Make sure you got some good Swiss. There you go. Look at that. Ooh, look at that. This is gonna be nice. Okay. And then we're gonna put some ham. We're gonna drizzle the ham. We're not gonna lay it down. We're gonna drizzle it. Now this ham was a little bit thicker than what I would like. But you just drizzle that on there. There you go, like that. And we're gonna put some of this roast pork. Folks, so I got the cheese, the Swiss cheese. I got the meat in there, and I got the ham. And now I'm gonna put in some of this pickle toppers. Okay, let's wash this out. Okay, let's wash this out. There's a lot of smoke in the apartment, and every time I open the door, the neighbors want to come out. Maybe they smell the food and they want to come in here. I don't know what it is. There we go. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh. And I'm gonna put this on the press. Okay, we're gonna put some mustard on this, and then we're gonna see. Okay. I don't like mustard, but Cuban likes mustard, and we're gonna give him mustard. Okay. So we're gonna spray with mustard. Oh, enough mustard. A lot of mustard. Get all that mustard in there. Okay. You can smear it if you want. I'm not gonna smear it. Oh, I don't even like looking at it. I think that should be enough mustard. This is a lot of mustard. Okay. 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 So now we're gonna put this down, like so, and we're gonna take this. What the hell was that? Okay, we're gonna take that to the press and press the sandwich. Yeah. So, folks, look at the press. I have it on the press. I got the 2 sandwiches on the press, and I'm pressing them slowly. You don't want to over press them because they start to slide, and then but it's looking good. It's looking very good. So, folks, get ready because we're going to the table soon, and I'll tell you what we did here today. If you watch the video, see it. But give me about 3 minutes, maybe 4. We're going to the table. So, folks, we are finally at the table. Now, this thing started cooking at 3 o'clock, the roast pork, and it cooked it slowly at 325. Then it was raised up to about 400. Then the final hour was about 500, so you can get some crispiness, but avoid that at the same time the meat from being, dried up. I hope it doesn't look dried up, but it was a small roast pork. There's not much of it left, which is good. This is why I like it, because sometimes I put it in the fridge, and the next day, second day, the roast pork goes out the garbage. So this way we get it done. Oh, that's it, out of the way. The bones. I'm really sorry that I couldn't get it to a dog. But anyway, I have a neighbor who's got a big dog. Maybe next time, Yeah, but we're gonna see. Anyway, I'll sell bones. Hey, so and we have some sort of skin is nice and crispy. Plantain chips on the side, like the ones you buy in the store in bags, made by me, homemade, in this contraction that I have. Right, if you saw it. And this is like garlic bread and some salt, and everything looks good. So let's turn around. I'm going to turn you around and show these things to you. So there it goes. Look at the chips. Ooh. And this is the skin that's nice and crispy. Some people just want to eat the skin. Yeah. Okay. The sandwich is nice and pressed. And this is for the first time I'm actually using Cuban bread. So maybe that'll make a difference in that. And it goes the garlic. Ooh, look at that garlic sauce. And the table looks like this. And using the Cuban bread, right? Pretty sure in Florida, probably like a lot of Cubans, they probably use the Cuban bread. It's pretty big, and I hope I can eat it. The other day I had a sandwich. I think it was yesterday. I had a sandwich that was from Jersey Mike's, but this is from New York, Jersey. So that's it. I'm gonna try it out and see what happens. I was out all day doing some community work, and tomorrow I am going to the Bronx to do some more community work. Tomorrow I'm going to be working with children that have autism. So, hey, Chef Jesse is trying to make good points with the man upstairs. That will be a first time for me, and then we'll see how that works out. It's these autism kids are sometimes interesting. Some of them are intelligent. They have they're unique kids. They really are, and each one of them has a different personality. So you gotta be careful. And, so anyway, let's try this. Let's try these. Did I salt this? I'm talking to you. I don't know if I salted my plantain chips. And let's see. I got this root beer here. some Asian neighbor of mine gave me. It says root beer. Let's see. Let's see how it tastes. So it tastes bad, I don't know why. Oh, it's good. It tastes a little bit watery, but one of my favorite sodas is, I don't drink soda. We don't drink soda in this house, but once in a while we have some Coke and soda. But one of my favorite sodas as I was growing up was either cream soda or root beer. And, but I don't drink it anymore. You see that skin? You see that crunch? That's what everybody looks at when they read roast pork. And unfortunately, sometimes you don't get a lot of skin, but the skin, I thought it was going to be soft. I really made it an effort to. The apartment got full of smoke. We had to open up the door. The smoke detector went off. Oh my God! We got it to where it was. It's crunchy. It's hard. Yeah. Let's try the sandwich. Look at that. The bread is good. Traditional Cuban bread. It's kind of thin, but I took some of the breading out of it. So folks say you got it. Cuban sandwiches. Took a long time to make, but it's worth it. I put the roast pork, put the roast pork in the oven at about 3 o'clock. And I wanted to cook it slowly, and when the meat would fall apart and pulled. That's exactly where it came out. It's a lot of work, but the oven you throw it in the oven, you forget about it. When I came home, I did the finishing touches, the plantain chips. Look at the crunch of it. And when you put the garlic on it, oh my God. So today I went to a retirement walkout from a police sergeant who devoted 27 years of his life. Can you believe it? 27 years of his life. Went out to become from police officer, went out to become a sergeant of the Strategic Response Group, and it's a unit of the police department. And so I went to his retirement walkout. The walkout means that they play bagpipes, everything. Everybody lines up, and he walks out. That's his final walkout out of that command, and that to his retirement life. So I wish him the best of luck and everything. And I'll see him around. But hey, 27 years is a long time, and you have to give it to somebody who devotes their life, whether you like cops or not, but a person who serves the city for 27 years, it's living hell, and he made it, and may he enjoy his retirement life. So, and then I went to another event of somebody getting promoted from police officer to detective. So, 2 happy events today, and then I came home, and tomorrow I'm going to go work with the kids with autism, and then after that I'll take a break. Stay to my kitchen. Anyway, folks, I love you guys. I really do. I see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. And I love you guys really do from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for your comments. Look me up on YouTube. I've been putting my videos on YouTube. Right after this, I'll put this video on YouTube, and then I'll put it on Facebook as well. But if you always want to go back, you can go to YouTube. It's called Cooking with Uncle Jesse. Remember that, not Chef Jesse, Cooking with Uncle Jesse. I'll see you guys tomorrow.